In the U.S. in 2015, over 100 anti-LGBT bills have been introduced in 29 states. Two of the most successful groups fighting these initiatives and other discriminatory practices are the Human Rights Campaign and the LA LGBT Center, which is the largest provider of LGBT services. To address these issues, we spoke first with Kris, a transgendered high school student, and his brother Alex. We also spoke with LA LGBT Center's Dave Garcia.
Make sure that people understand the difference between sexual orientation and gender identity. And I think a lot of folks that don't live in the bubble of the LGBT world don't understand that as much. You know, the transgender term is an umbrella term that encompasses genderqueer, that encompasses intersex, that encompasses crossdresser. But it's all about gender variance and your gender identity.
I kind of grew up with my brothers. It was only my two older brothers and my mom growing up. And, I got, the male side of things growing up, the rough housing and everything. But I also got, my mom. I spent a lot of quality time with my mom, and I still do. Because, she's kind of all I have, really. And when it came to, certain subjects, trying to get along with, other kids in school, there's this one time I wanted to play basketball with the guys, and they were kind of standoffish about it, and I was really confused why. And I was just I'm no different than you guys. But then puberty happened, and I got it really early compared to a lot of people, a lot. So I kind of just kept quiet about it, and being online with our generation, I started to learn more. And I was just why am I feeling like this? Because every day from freshman year on in high school, I was confused and I didn't know how to feel, because my body was a girl, but my mind wasn't with me. So I was looking around and I found the different genders rather than just transgender. And for a while I thought I was non-binary or demi-girl. And then I slowly started to become more conscious of my body and my mind, and I slowly came to the term gender fluid, and it's one's identity who changes and differentiates with how they're feeling, basically. And I was just oh my god, it me. And so I went with that for a while, and more recently I've been feeling I've been noticing I've been a lot more on the masculine side of things, so I labeled myself as well as a trans man, because I do plan to get, testosterone eventually, and, get top surgery and all that, hopefully.
It's good to have more than one gender, because no one feels confined to being either male or female or a boy or a girl. And some people are a mix of both, gender fluidity, or they're non-binary, so they're neither, or whatever. It's important that those terms are known.
I feel like I have a really long title compared to a lot of people.
Go for it.
But I consider myself a gender fluid trans man. Kind of only. I'm still going through this. I'm only 17, and a lot of things are rushing at me all at once, and it is a little frustrating, but I am a gender fluid trans man, and I go by the masculine pronouns or they pronouns, but mostly masculine.
And can you kind of define what that means?
To me, gender fluidity is being able to, kind of lean one side of the spectrum or another at any given time. It's a lot of people don't think it's an actual thing, because they're just oh, you're either this or that, or in between. And it's not liquids. You're not a smoothie. But I never really know. But I mostly identify with the masculine side or the non-binary agender side, because growing up I never really felt one way or another. I noticed it around me, but I never felt it either, and I got confused when certain things would happen, but kind of just really kept quiet about it for a long time, but slowly getting there.
someone works up the courage to come out to someone, first off, be proud of how close that person feels to you, that they are able to tell you something very, very personal about themselves to you. And honestly, accept it and work towards making them feel comfortable with it. Like, if they want to change their pronouns, then try your best to respect that and start referring to them as he or she or whatever they prefer. If they have a new name, try your best to refer to them with that name.
In high school, I was confused and like I didn't know how to feel because like my body was a girl, but my mind wasn't, with me. So, I was looking around and I found the different genders rather than just transgender. And for a while I thought I was, non-binary or, demi-girl. And then I slowly started to become more conscious of my body and my mind, and I slowly came to the term gender fluid, and it's one's identity who changes and differentiates with how they're feeling, basically.
Well, we need to respect each other, and there are so many youth today, for example, who are identifying as gender neutral or gender queer. There are many different terminologies out there, but I try very hard, and I would challenge folks to try very hard to take the time to get to know what someone's gender identity is, and then respectfully refer to them as the gender identity of which they choose. It doesn't hurt you to do that and to show that kind of level of respect for an individual.
I've seen them before, and I'm just like, it's a bathroom, because like when like you go to like small stores or something, they just have like one bathroom. Like that's literally how I see it.
We're talking about someone that is identifying either as a male or female, as their own gender identity, wanting to use the bathroom of their choice, just to use the bathroom. Let them go pee, for crying out loud. What is the big deal? Let the people pee in peace. But this is what their big argument, to try to scare people, that big bad guy in a dress is going to be next to you in the stall just waiting to prey on you. And it's, as always, it's about fear and ignorance and misunderstanding. But I think a bigger picture and far more important is the hearts and minds of people around the country. And again, I would go back to the dramatic changes that we've seen in sexual orientation over the past 50 years, and really since Harvey Milk and Stonewall, and Harvey Milk saying come out of the closet, that's the most important thing you can do. So I think that as more transgender people become visible, and you have the Caitlyn Jenners of the world, and their stories are being told and they're being put out there in front of folks, and people get to understand the issue more, and more importantly meet or come to know other transgender people, which is not easy in small towns, for example, all over the country. That will change hearts and minds. We'll start to see more transgender people on television and represented in the media, and all of that is going to help.
It's like we got a long way to go, but we can get there. We need to be look into this with acceptance and just be one happy human race.
Sing like a boy. She don't need advice to send her. She's happy the way she looks. She's happy with her gender, and they love each other so. Androgynous, closer than you know, love each other so.
Now I found who I am. There's no